S&P when it broke, how it broke towards the end, how it really didn't, like, for example, let's say the move that I did yesterday for the S&P for that contract, it ended yesterday. Let's say I would have done it for today. So let's say, that yesterday it closed by the all-time high. So fuck yeah, tomorrow day if it's good, it's gonna break out and it's gonna go up. So let's say I do end up making some profit, but it's towards the end, and it wasn't really a for sure. So let's say it was also a 3 day where things was gonna go up, but it wasn't really that strong of a move, and the area that we could have been paying attention to was right here, but like I ended up coming across the third candle yesterday night, so that's why I didn't, and how choppy and how ugly it was. I didn't couldn't even foresee the two, the three candle boxes really, especially with how this, like, instead of like having something like this, or you see my screen, right?
Yeah, I see your screen.
uh, or see, like, this one wasn't that clean either, how it opened right next to this or whatnot, and where it was, also creating all-time highs, but yeah, that's why I couldn't really see it till well, technically Wednesday, whatever the fuck it was. And I was like, oh, it created three candle box, and then tomorrow is gonna it should be the breakout. But then as I was seeing it, your that data morning should have been your breakout, and you can see right here when you said that we had that drop, the indicator was and the forward candle was showing me where the support was at. And then also, if this move at 7, because the data came out like at 6:15, at 6:30 was a couple of them, but the main one was that job one. It should have ripped through this consolidating area where people were trying to catch on, and it would have been perfect, because another thing we could have done is it could have done a fake out, and then with the second or so, whatever, whatnot, and or anticipated that bitch, and then the market came down, and would have liquidated everybody and cashed it down here, or some move like that. The fact that it just did that, I was like, nah, I should have dropped already when the data came out at 6:15, 6:30 the latest, 6:45 the latest, or even 7. But the fact that it waited till 7:30 just to do that, I was like, nah. Um, if we, even after the S&P broke on up at what was it, at 10 o'clock, because it closed at 11, so it makes sense why to want to close the forward candle above that made sense. Making traders going on a buy, because it broke. Was it? Because it broke this price right here, where it's 6,847 or 6,842.
Yeah, I thought it was going to move much quicker once it broke that, but it didn't.
No, no,
It just came back and did nothing.
yeah, that's what I told you. Like, it's just, and you could tell
But
too with.
it's creating that little pole flag kind of position. You know, when the candle traders, when they're looking at that shot out, and then
And you
it
talking
went
about
back
the
down.
like the
It's
15-minute candle, or what?
the one you just had displayed now. Yeah, you see?
Or the flag thing with Jigger?
Yeah. I don't know why I always see those. Like, that's the first thing that comes to my mind, either
Mm-hmm.
upward or downward. But not relevant to what we're going on.
Yeah, because looking at time, that's what I'm saying. Like, you could be right too, because it's 9:33. We close at 11. For candle 11. So yeah, at yeah, you're your 8:45 to 9:30. This will be it right here. So by 10 o'clock, we should see some sort of push halfway, and then that's gonna either we're gonna double top here, coming to like 1 or 2, or 12:30, whatever. We should be passing this and closing up here at 11. If we close here by 11, we could then potentially be like doing a double top and then going on down, or we could create a breakout. But since the data is what was the data at?
I thought it's at 2.
What's up?
I thought the data was at 2 o'clock now.
2 o'clock, like 2 p.m. or 2 in the
Sorry,
morning.
that's after hours. 2 o'clock our time.
No, it's on that.
Oh, man, I must read something.
That's what were you looking at? Anyways, so yeah, so anyway, so we have at this Arizona time, Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Yeah, so Arizona time. Oh, here you go, Arizona time, 8:30. Okay, so it is gonna be 8:30. At 8:30, is it gonna be 8:30? Let's see.
That's interesting. It's at prime time as well.
No, that's gonna be at 6:30.
Yeah.
It's gonna be at 6:30, and this one's gonna be at 10. So this is gonna be interesting that we have a Fed member also talking towards the end. So yeah, that makes sense. This bitch is gonna talk at 4 hour candle 11, and then your 11:45, 12:30 is gonna be your movement or whatever she gets asked or says, and then 1 o'clock is gonna be your spike point where the market finally does a move and close at 2. So that's gonna be this is gonna also move the market too, because again it does labor market.
The job is squeezed. Yeah, it's a touchy subject now.
Previous
Everybody's
forecast.
looking for that.
Wonder what the actual is gonna be. So that's gonna be interesting. All right. So claim rises, weaker labor, Fed more likely to cut, bad for market, claims falls, stronger labor, Fed may hesitate. I don't think maybe since we're having this bad news, seeing this will maybe be good in a way, but also just we want to just keep seeing bad news. But then again, because then again the whole is the market, is the Fed too late? Are we? You're gonna start hearing shit like that also, along with other. I think I saw me Kevin now talking about like a house market crisis and all this shit or whatnot. Fear, fear, fear. Um, and here's how the S&P supposedly is gonna react to this shit. Lower claims bullish but very cautious because there were recession fears and this and that, but pushing the Fed more to really, really do it. And I wasn't expecting, for some reason, I saw, I think, somewhere where they're going to move the Fed meeting to next week, the 15th, 16th. But after seeing this shit yesterday, I'm like, oh shit, that's why the market and everything is getting set to fucking rally. That's why Friday's really, really gonna be your big move because, oh shit, and we got nothing. So based on how we close Friday, that's how we're gonna open Monday, and it's gonna drop bad because Monday we don't got no data, and then Wednesday, or I mean we do got job openings. From October too, goddamn, it's gonna be fucking fire. Oh my gosh, and they think I talk the next day.
Mel
Sheesh.
Gibson Patriot battle.
Alright, so see there's your 15-minute candle, your entry. So if we have that 10:30, 10:30 move on up here, we're mostly gonna do that. We could be then be, especially if by your 11:45, 12:30 we don't break this area right here, we could just start waking and going down. Um, Especially because that data is also jobs and that bitch is talking too. So we may not shoot up with this shit even if it's bad, because we're really gonna be pay attention to what she says right here. So we may have some sort of market pull down, or so it's gonna be interesting how it acts. And the good thing is it's gonna come out at 6:30, so we'll be able to see how the market reacts to this before the market opens. And then this time, for real, at what's it? This time for real, it'll go down and then close. Still inside this daily, but like have a hard push on down. Like have a push on down to this region here, and then from there 6:30 opens and then it goes down type of shit, or it goes lower than that. Like something big move like that, especially being up high where it's at, and especially if it does a whole little rally fake out, like not rally fake out, but just whatever closes high, and then the market comes out and it goes heavy down, then that's when investors gonna be worried here if it's gonna recover or continue on down and breaking and hitting 6,782, which is the cushion support area right here, and that's where you're gonna have investors all worrying, or traders, are we gonna break that, or because then it's gonna be your 8:45 to 9:30 after the market opens, and then that's where you're gonna be seeing all this shit right here. And then also, if for whatever reason that shit comes out good or bad, whatever, the market takes it as bad, then the market is then gonna be waiting here most likely between your support that we just broke, which was your 6,812, and the cushion area right here, which is your 6,791 ish area here. And as we wait for her, whatever she says, we either start going on down because she's gonna be more cautious, or very not, again, not really say nothing. But as long as she stays more dovish, then we'll start seeing a recuperation and still wait inside shit. Close the week, fucking. Oh no, not close the week. Wait for fucking Fridays too, for Friday PCA and all that bullshit. So how we close Thursday is gonna really, most likely if we come out with bad news or whatever whatnot, we're gonna get stuck in between this area that I said right here. And if not, we're gonna see some sort of a spike on up or push on up, especially in close here at 7, because we closed the forward candle at 7, and then that's gonna tell you where the market is gonna stay at in between your after that, because then it's gonna be here. So we may just hold this region right here while she talks. Um, but anyway, it just depends where we close at during that time. Um, at 6:30, and also at 11, or not 11, at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. I mean, when we close at 3 o'clock. Whatever the fuck it is now. Um, but also, anyways, 11. If not, that show you're gonna be just hanging around this region right here. You can also see that in gold and silver. See, that's why when I saw this and went down, and then S&P did the same thing, I was like, oh, okay, it's not gonna move up towards the nighttime. It's very cautious. This is gold right here, and then likewise with silver. It's still holding strong, but it did the same shit move at 7 in the morning, came back down, stayed below this crucial resistance area here, letting me know they wasn't gonna fucking S&P gold. They're all cautious. They're all cautious. They wanna. It's like they're, yeah. especially silver being at a 60. 60 is gonna be its crucial. It's a key price. So that could be also maybe a triggering sell-off area, or we're gonna pass through that and because we just went from 50 to 60 in a week. So we have another week like that where we go from 60 to like 64, 65. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. But I could expect something like that on Friday's move, like closing, whether it be a Thursday closing at 60, and then your Friday move is gonna be either a good news, I'm gonna have some crazy move, or it's gonna be a scare off, and it's gonna be that spike, that key selling price, and we're gonna go on down and go down to the 56, and then that's gonna scare off investors on Friday. And on Monday, that's how we're gonna open. We're gonna open somewhere in this region or whatnot. And also depends what Trump tweets over the weekend or what happens over the weekend that pushes on up the market again with expectations of the Fed cutting, regardless of whatever was said on Friday. This and that. Um, and then also Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're also waiting. And they broke through that weekly three candle box that I mentioned. And even my indicator is telling you, hey, this is your entry and this is your target zone. This is a weekly candle Bitcoin. There's a weekly, and we had a three candle box in there. Your first one, let me take out the time and date. So right here we had three candle box. I originally marked it off with these right here. Three candle support, three candle resistance. So when I saw that Bitcoin ended up going back up inside of that box, and all of a sudden we have this shoot up, and it stops right there by the three candle resistance of it. I was like, oh, that's a sign, and that's a sign, and that just so happens to be do the same shit Ethereum did. It had a three candle box, weekly three candle box from right here to right here. So right here to right here. And then here we have Tuesday, 5 in the morning. Shoot, that was your sign. And the fact that it held this area right here. And I think at the same time, that's when the S&P was also recovering. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And that's when I think Bitcoin, Ethereum will start recovering too. Monday and Tuesday. Make this bigger. So here's the Monday and Tuesday. So while they were scaring you and doing the sell off and whatnot and panicking you, here was the move that was actually waiting, and that's why I like this shit. Cause while people that can't see these graphs, these candles, they're just seeing this right here. So all you're seeing is this crazy down pressure move, which is making you fucking panic and sell your shit because you wouldn't see Bitcoin go from 93 all the way to 82. So you're making your Ethereum, your memes, your all that bullshit drop like crazy. So you sell that shit, not knowing that how this shit is connected to the market, to the S&P, what data could move that potentially to the upward side, especially with rate cuts and all this shit. So on Thursday, where you're seeing the market move sell off, people aren't aware of all this shit, so they don't see the outcome in the week. They don't see they're not aware of this shit because all they're seeing is their YouTubers, influencers telling them how is Bitcoin gonna go down to all these fucking big warning and big just going off by sell off by prices, and not aware that. Let me see when that weekly three candle box started. So it started on November 17. November 17. I'm gonna fucking actually put the alarms on
I
it.
hate when they mute changes and gotta adjust to reset.
The what?
I hate when the auto scroll kicks in and just destroys my chart.
The auto? What auto?
You can have it to auto adjust as you move.
Oh, where? Alright, so right here. So wonder it's probably November 17 to November whatever whatnot. That's why you see this shit. So it was probably this week. Watch from here. Yeah, November 17 and it closed most likely on Friday. Thursday, Friday. So that was probably the first week. So the resistance gave you the resistance. The second one gave you the support, most likely this one right here. And then the third week, so bottom, up, yeah. So the first one gave you your support, the second one gave you the resistance somewhere over here, and then halfway between here, most likely with the third one, and that's when we have this move over the weekend on Sunday, and there you go, yeah. And as we go towards the mid, yeah, it's fucking dope how this shit works. And then boom, and you don't see this shit. And I was seeing this with the second week. So that's why when I saw the second week forming, I was like, yo, we could potentially be recovering. This is not, especially when I saw that the Ethereum on a weekly. So I was mentioning this in my videos how, god damn, shit's slow. There you go. So so you had the weekly for Ethereum, the 50 weekly Fibonacci. It was breaking it, and also we were above 50 Fibonacci. So the fact that on a monthly we end up bouncing above a monthly 50 Fibonacci, that's very bullish. So now the next thing would be then, are we gonna break that weekly 50 Fibonacci or stay underneath it? The fact then that after that we have this move right here, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, this is it. This is the bottom. We're gonna fucking recover and hit that weekly 50 Fibonacci, and that is gonna be waiting for the Friday move. And is the Friday move gonna end up send us flying, or is the Friday move that's gonna end up correcting us? Because also right here, this whatever fucking reversal hammer new neutral fucking shit, it has 3 hours to go. So I don't like that either. So we can have, so even Bitcoin Ethereum are telling, and also because they're hitting key weekly and most likely weekly resistance. So you have the weekly resistance right there. So it'll make sense that in the next 3 hour candles, 3 hour candles. Yeah, 3 hours. It's either gonna end up gonna break through that and hold it above it. But since it is a weekly, and tomorrow we're waiting for that news, it's most likely gonna retrace on down and just wait and hit this area right here at 3,131 for Ethereum. And put my indicator on. So this area right here, there's gonna be your cushion right here, bounce off and bullshit in this region. C4 candle. Also because we just created a double top too. And then if you look at the rest of the market, like I said, the S&P, gold, silver, they don't have that breakout point and everything and whatnot. Especially because of tomorrow's data being released as jobs. So even on the daily for Ethereum, my indicator telling you that the strong resistance. That's why tomorrow data is really, or in the comment of whatever that bitch says, it's gonna have to be very bullish to break through this. Your key area to break through is 3,262 for Ethereum to really, then this should be creating support here, and then with Friday moves it's gonna fucking shooting up even more crazier to your next 50 Fibonacci, which is your next daily 50 Fibonacci. So by Friday, we should be, I want to say, at 3,441 or before that. If not, if whatever this bitch says tomorrow and the data, we're gonna fucking just wait and hold on. And again, Friday's move is gonna shoot us up if it's good, but just maybe hit 3,359 and close above there and create support in the region here and close the week there. Or we're gonna fuck it's gonna pull us on down, and again she's gonna stay below this because of whatever comment that she said, something very hawkish, some bullshit like that. But again, a lot of good things are happening for crypto. So something over the weekend, something on Friday that Trump could sign or tweet or mention about regulations or whatnot that could also boost Bitcoin or crypto a little bit. But especially if he passed some sort of crazy bill or some crazy announcement. Um, but also if it aligns with the good news for the market, that's gonna be a big move for cryptos. On top of that, it's gonna be like a little kick, like a little boost. You know, like there you go, buddy. There's your little, your little extra boost. Again, Bitcoin, same shit. That resistance. So it's gonna play. They're both playing the same way. They're both playing the same way. This is Bitcoin. Time and date, Arizona time. And then even Bitmine and MicroStrategy, they're telling you the same shit. Look where fucking Bitmine closed for the day. Look at that shit. This is when it fell. We came up, we rejected, right in this resistance zone, came down right at that resistance zone again. Even fucking Bitmine is telling you, hey, we're about to fly and break that support that we broke, which is this area right here. This area right here. So it all points out it's gonna break that resistance that used to be a thick ass support, and it's gonna break on that and close a week above that. And then with the interest rate cuts, you're gonna see fucking Bitmine go to easily to $40, 37 or $40 by next week. I'll be surprised if it goes above that. But going above 40, you're pretty much gonna create support and whatnot. But you do have that whole shit investigation going on them on the 15th or 16th of December, I think it is. So that may also not really boost on this shit. But as long as Ethereum goes on up and before that date, Bitmine, Bitmine's telling you right now, especially as we close the day, where it is right now, the price, the resistance, and also it's a three candle box too. It's not as perfect, but here's your first one. Let me take my indicator off. First one give you your support because it's a new zone, a whole new world. So it's a whole new zone support. The second one gives you the resistance, which so happens to be the support where Bitmine has been hanging. So all that on top with the third one closing right on it, jump on it, jump on it, bam, damn. So it's getting ready to fly too. It's waiting for that fucking move. And you look at MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy is the same shit. You go to the daily. So even broke it, closed above it, 4-hour candle. So see, it's gonna break through that. It's a thick resistance from 191 to 204. So as long as this baby plays out, even my 1-hour candle, you can see right here when we fell down, tried, got rejected, tried, got rejected, and stuck to it now. So just waiting for that Friday move. Easily Friday, is gonna shoot above 193 to 196. I'll be surprised if it actually hit 204, because even my indicator is that's the key area that we said that we need to break above. So even that's playing out. Even Coinbase should be waiting for it. You see daily. Yup. See, this is an actual area to pay attention to. Actually, no, right here you can see we well and above. 180 got rejected, came back down, and we're back at it again. So yeah, even damn, all this shit is telling you this is the daily for Coinbase. Daily for Coinbase, time and date, 4 candle. This is what we opened on Friday. Had the big scary wary, and we're fucking back. Yeah, man, all this point you gonna fly like an eagle, but it all depends on that Friday data. And also, if whatever happens over the weekend, any tweets, any bombs on Venezuela, any Chinese threats, tariffs, anything can happen over the weekend, especially with our buddy. Um, let's see what gold. Yeah, see, so they're waiting.
Okay. Even
So
it's unpredictable.
yeah,
Damn.
unpredictable, but predictable. I don't know how you get like.
Yeah.
I
You're
don't
always
think.
gonna say something, but you just don't know what.
Yeah. But yeah, bro, that's all. That's all for now. Tomorrow in the morning, it's gonna come at what time? 6:30. So
6:30.
I'll be up at 6, and yeah, well, I'll go on, and I'll text you. That way, you can be ready or whatever. Whatnot.
Okay.
All right, coolios. Any other questions?
No, not really.
But yeah, I can't wait for Friday. To be honest, I can't wait to see where we close first of all, or how we actually like. I mean, normally after after it's normally just morning data, but the fact that we gotta wait till fucking 12 to really wait to what this bitch really says, that's the other thing that sucks about this shit. So it's not like normally you see the data, okay, cool, it's gonna react like this. The rest of the day we could be having this because that's all the data. But now it's like, oh man, okay, we got the data reacting like how we wanted to. Now we gotta wait for this bitch to put the sherry on top, or if we get bad news, it's gonna be, oh fuck, this bitch better not say something, to fuck it up and make this baby go down even more, and do the whole closing, and then Friday fuck it up and then bring it out even more down, all that fucking scary shit. Yeah, yeah. Or this bitch could be doing that shit on purpose, bring the market down, and then Friday fucking do the unexpected move and close high type of shit. Like that too. These motherfuckers, especially if they know that what's really happening, or that we are gonna have those rate cuts. Cause you gotta fucking, they gotta know, yo, bro. You gotta fucking tell me nobody, so general pal just keeps their mouth shut and doesn't. I don't believe that shit, bro. Especially when you're rubbing elbows with all these fucks and they're your best friends, and nah, you gotta get
Well,
the fuck.
if Trump wants you out, why wouldn't you share anything?
Huh?
If Trump wants you out and all that stuff, why wouldn't you share anything with your boys?
I fucking have you on low speaker here, my bad.
It's all great. Can you hear me now?
No, no, I have my volume. I have your volume or my volume on low. But what you say?
I said, especially since Trump's trying to get him out of the office too, out of his position. I'm sure he wouldn't mind sharing some info with his boys.
That too.
But here's the thing: we're only entering the first week of December, so we technically really can't really have that big push because Christmas coming towards the end of the month. So I can kind of expect them to drop it and then come out as heroes, recovering around Christmas time, so everybody's happy. Because they always play that villain, good guy, bad guy type of deal with the
Mm-hmm.
markets.
Yeah, cause Pal could be the bad guy, and Trump could be like, well, I hear, whether it be tweeting something or, but no, I don't think. I mean, unless he has to say something bullish, like fucking. next year, I'm whatever, fuck it, like, or I believe like, I believe more of a push on up, and then some sort of a push on down, like next week, not next week, the third week, get some sort of pullback, uh, and then end up, like, I don't know, just not fucking really. Where is it at? Where's the S&P at?
Just certainly consolidating 10. It's like as my daughter was saying, yeah. It's cool you can catch those little breakouts and all, but like for stability, it's not good.
Yeah, because we pretty much been going sideways on this whole Hey, we're up in the market, but like, so it's like this was your good fucking bullshit zone right here. You have a whole bunch of fucking a whole bunch of
Just more
traders. Cause look, think about all these fucking traders that are still holding on this shit or whatnot, or big hedge funds that still think that S&P is gonna retrace on down and continue going on down, because this is not really bullish, but the fact that it's and we the just the fact that we're going next week, it's interest rate cuts or whatnot, but it's just ugly. It's just very non-structured. We have a this is your area right here. Your 6,672, 672. So right here in this region, if the market drops right there on Friday, that's gonna be a big panic.
God,
And
that's
then it depending on whatever happens after that, we're gonna be trying to break through this, because it's gonna be your key price right here, and then you're gonna see a wall coming down. This gonna come down here. That's gonna act like a resistance area right here again. So that we could be doing something like that on Friday, whether it be your Thursday and then your Friday, or in general just your Friday has a back down push or whatever. But if we start off with Thursday breaking this area at 6,800, and then from there on Friday hit that shit, that makes more sense. And then from there we'll have some sort of downtrend, because if you see right here, we broke the downtrend technically, but we're not really. We're just consolidating on it. So that's what I don't like about it either. Like, we should have broken through that to
but
really.
that's dangerous because if that breaks downwards, it's really messed
No,
up.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what it's playing out. Like, that's what I'm. This should have been the move to break through this and close and have this whole strong. The fact that we're doing these candles, I don't like these candles. You want some structure like this to really break on up, but even this right here was telling you, that this down pitch structure, whereas this one, it doesn't. So it's really fucking up a lot of traders and investors right here. It doesn't have an actual downtrend. Even down here, we broke it so many times, but yet it just keeps rejecting below instead of actually breaking these. I mean, you see, if you would have stretched it out down here, you would have had a breaking point down here. Again, it went down. You would have done another trend line, let's say right here. And yeah, it's above it, but it's ugly. It's not safe. It's not. I don't like these moves. And even gold and silver, especially how where silver is at, hitting that 60,000, 60,000. 660, yeah, 6 price. That's a key to me. That'll be a key selling, having like a sort of spike and then down, like close on a Thursday, like have some sort of spike and then come down, close below. That would be to me a big sell off coming to, and then especially the S&P following that and having some sort of drop like that too with the Fed, and go back down to the 56, 55 ish. So, anyways, that's how it could
Because
play down.
it's been kind of struggling to go up since
Yeah,
it popped.
yeah, because
It's
it's waiting,
like
because it's waiting,
rejecting.
because it's too soon to do it before the Fed. Like, it's too soon to shoot above that before the Fed. Also because of key price. Like, we just went up $10 in a week. Like, you need something crazy to shoot above that. Otherwise, that's what it's doing. That it's waiting for the news, fake out, bad news, go down. Otherwise, if we would have shut up, the market would have started going up. And then, anyways, it just this is telling you right here. We're scared. We're cautious. We're waiting for yeah.
And when COVID was the whole time it was in silver and gold.
But yes, it's gonna keep on shooting up for sure. And it's gonna keep on shooting up as people get scared with this AI bubble bullshit. Especially if they see any sort of spike down.
Just I don't know. For me, I believe it was to come back, touch that yellow, come back,
Yeah.
go back up.
Anyways, I'm gonna cancel this shit, close this shit right here. This is Brian Seacrest signing out, folks.